What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today Call of Duty has dropped even more marketing. It seems like this is the last marketing that we get this week, and then they will continue on Monday. So today they officially showed Verdansk what to expect from the different POIs, new features, things like that we're going to be going over and talking about. So if you do find the video informative or helpful at any point, consider hitting that like and subscribe button so you never miss out on any Call of Duty news or updates. And a reminder, the next giveaway winner will be picked this weekend. So if you want a chance, all you got to do is comment down below your Activision ID and which bundle you want. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first thing that we have here is it looks like in preparation for Verdansk coming in, they are now targeting the cheap providers and shutting them down. So according to Lunchtime, he mentions that 4 additional Call of Duty cheap providers, GCAIMX, Suave, ZZS, and Moneyman, have now been shut down. And then he provides photos from their websites, pretty much confirming that they are now not available due to like lawsuits and things like that. So one of them, they showed, I guess, their TikTok account. That's how they were promoting this. All of their TikToks were wiped out. And then on their Discord page, they have a message saying that everything is gone. And then another page, they said, effective immediately, we are ceasing all sales and advertisement of all Call of Duty products and everything related to Activision publishing. And then the same thing with Moneyman. He said, I want to announce that Moneyman services will be shutting down for good due to a cease and desist that was given, and we are going to acknowledge their request and stop selling all Call of Duty cheats and services altogether, effective immediately. So this is a very big W. It looks like because maybe the anti-cheat has been a little lacking, not being able to detect all these players that are running around cheating. Now they're going to target the providers directly. If you guys remember with engine owning, which is I believe the biggest cheat provider, Activision ended up suing them. So not only sending them a cease and desist, but literally suing them for damages, and they ended up winning. So Activision ended up being awarded $14.4 million in damages and then $292,912 in legal fees. And then the court also ordered engine owning to give Activision their website, which should have been the end of that, right? Well, apparently because of loopholes, they are still working. So according to COD Warfare, he said, so engine owning isn't actually closed. They closed the Western site, quote unquote, which is the website that they gave Activision, and have moved on to a new Russian domain. And that is one way to get around Activision. And obviously, because when you move into a different country, there's different regulations, laws, and due to Activision being located in Santa Monica, California, which is in the United States, they're maybe not able to target outside countries. For example, if they move their domain to Russia, China, one of these countries, it's not very easy for them to target and sue them. So that is a loophole that cheap providers are starting to use. And this is something that I guess is going to end up being patched for Call of Duty to try and target them directly. And now they're going to have to go back into focusing on the anti-cheat a little bit more. Maybe my idea is to actually punish the players purchasing these. If they strike the fear of not only will you end up getting banned, but you could be sued for damages like engine owning was sued, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would not cheat. But that's the first thing I just wanted to let you guys know about. So this is all in preparation for Verdansk. It looks like they're trying really hard to make this launch as perfect as possible. And so far, none of these announcements have been publicized. So this is information that comes in from Lunchtime and his sources. And we don't know what other tricks they're planning, what other things they're doing. If you guys remember before, we talked about how they updated their terms and service. If you buy used accounts, that can also be a punishment where they will ban that account. So they're doing different things and methods to try and get rid of the cheaters as best as possible. Hopefully one of them ends up working, but let's go on to the next thing that we have, and that is the official marketing from Call of Duty. So they said, run it back, where we dropping, hashtag Verdansk returns on April 3rd, and then provided this photo. So when you take a look here at the photo, it showcases all of the different POIs that are pretty much going to be available when this map first comes out. You'll notice the dam, military base, quarry, airport, storage town, superstore. There's a total of 19 different locations that I've counted. All of them look very similar. The stadium, once again, it is covered. So the leaks that we had, the insider information to where the stadium is going to be covered and they're going to update the interior, it looks like it's pretty true. And then you have downtown, hospital, the park. Most of these areas look untouched. They look like the exact OG version. So thankfully, that version where they were going to add new random POIs, like for example, Fringe, that's not available with the launch version. Maybe that's something they're going to update later on over time. But this is the map that you're looking at that will be available at least for the next season. And then the season after that, they'll end up doing some changes and things like that to it. But one other thing you may notice is that there's 2 different rivers running down the middle, and they look like they may have water in them based on the color discoloration. Now, according to the Ghost of Hope, he actually noticed this and mentioned that I know it looks like there's water within the rivers on the tactical map, but as far as I know, it's not actually deep enough to swim in. It also just magically stops halfway. Swimming only will be on the bottom area, which was added so people don't insta-die like Warzone 1 when they touch the water. He's mentioning right here these like riverbeds that you're seeing, they're not going to be filled with water. It's going to be sort of like Vault, the multiplayer map, to where there is water and on the map it'll show water, but it's not actually there, and then you can run around and walk around and it's not deep enough for you to swim. So it's probably going to be like knee high. Maybe it'll slow you down when you're running through it, something along those lines, but the swimming feature, that's not something you have to worry about. It's mainly for the people who are AFK. Say the plane drops them off at the bottom of the map, they're AFK, they'll fall into the water and then not die right away, and then it'll be sort of like a way for them to be able to swim back and get to safety. Now, something else he also mentioned, if you look closely and see, the stadium roof is a tad bit different than the OG version, and like I said before as well, it will have an interior. So that's like one of the only minor changes that they made. Now, he also mentions, because you don't see this in the image, the train. So the train is definitely in at launch with Verdansk. You can see the hospital area has the tunnel through the hill, which they added when they added the train. And for those of you guys who are worried that it was going to end up being exactly like Warzone Mobile, the fortunate thing, it's not. It's completely different. You can see that the dam is not frozen, so it's not like that frozen version. They didn't recycle content and just basically bring that map into the multiplayer and, you know, PC side of things. This is the original version with the minor details and changes. Obviously, I believe graphic quality, things like that, has been updated to make it a little bit more modern and run flawlessly with this new system. Those are the changes that I think they did, but everything else pretty much stayed the same. They don't mention here, or you can't really tell if the bunkers are going to be open or not. That's something we're going to have to wait for the roadmap. And then one last thing I want to mention, as I said before, is that this is going to be the start of something new. So with this map being launched the way that it is, pretty much the OG fresh version, they're going to try and sell you the nostalgia at first, obviously by getting you to drop back in. But what they want to do is consistently update the map with new changes that we've never seen before with Verdansk. So they're going to go a different route than what they did last time around. So we ended up going into like Verdansk 84, and then we got all these different variants to it. They're going to go a completely different route this life cycle, and then they're going to make it to where it's consistently going to stay with fresh new content. So even though you're playing on that nostalgic Verdansk map, you're going to see some new content coming in every season, and that will sort of increase its longevity up until maybe we get the Avalon map with the launch of the next Call of Duty. If that's not canceled, which apparently some people were saying it might have been canceled, but that's what's currently going on right now. This is the artwork that they have showcased and the marketing. We don't have the roadmap yet. That officially will go live next week. It seems like at the same time, they also completely forgot to mention what's going on with zombies, the zombie trailer. That's the first thing that they began to market over on Treyarch's Twitter, and then they completely forgot about it. So I think that's what they're going to start off with. Maybe Monday we get the zombies trailer. Tuesday they give us the official actual season key artwork, so who the face is. Obviously it's probably going to be Hudson, and then after that they're going to give us the roadmap, typically on like a Wednesday or Thursday, hoping they do it a lot earlier so we could dive in and cover everything brand new. And then there's a couple of other specific blog posts, for example the battle pass that goes up the week of the update. Then you also have like the anti-cheat Ricochet blog post, you have the Black Cell stuff. So there's a lot to look forward to. This next week is going to be massive. This weekend I'll cover any news or any leaks that we end up getting, but that's pretty much all that I got for you guys in this one. Thank you for watching, and if you found the video informative or helpful, don't forget to hit that like and sub button. I'll see you guys again. Peace.